Hello you, welcome back to Pentiment Part 4. A game set in a universe where everyone changes voices constantly, except for Master Mahler. Master Mahler is the one consistent. He's the anchor, the stable rock foundation of people or something in here. Anyway, we had an awkward dinner yesterday, and today it's storming. And we need to get to the scriptorium to do our work. Miklaus. Glad to be with you, Andreas. Are you still preparing to leave, even with this weather? The weather is unfortunate, but the Baron's wife, Lady Salomea, will be arriving today. Oh, she's kinda cute. My lord intends to depart as soon as she arrives. How long have they been married? 7 years now. She's a fine woman, a true lady. Okay, I was hoping to bid farewell to the Baron before he leaves, even though we kinda called him by his Christian name yesterday instead of addressing him as my lord. I'm sure he would appreciate that. He spoke highly of you before he went to bed. He was disappointed that you didn't debate him at supper, but he understands that you didn't want to anger the abbot. Yes. Because we're in the abbot's... Abbey. Not the abbot's abbot, we're in the abbot's abbey. So, gotta play by his rules, or I'm gonna be thrown out on the streets and will not be able to pay my rent, and will have to sit at a corner and beg for scraps, which no one will give me because this is a pretty poor town, where they keep hiking the taxes. Yes, part of the art of rhetoric is understanding the right forum in which to persuade someone. That was not the right forum for the abbot. My lord always wants to discuss things when the mood hits him. He is often alone in feeling it, unfortunately. So, yeah, this is not gonna happen. Address the Baron by his Christian name? Whoopsie. Turn down the Baron's supper invitation? Whoopsie. I stand by my choices. Is there any chance I could redeem myself in the Baron's eyes? Perhaps not on this occasion. I believe you may have offended the Baron in some other way as well. Oh? Some way? Or some ways? I would not fret too much about it, Master Mahler. He is a forgiving man. So where has your master gone then? He went for a walk early in the morning. He didn't say when he would be back. So this horse is kind of unnerving me. He has way too long and broad a neck for that tiny head. Your proportions are off. God did not bless you. I mean, that does seem odd given the weather. Yeah, not odd for him. My lord enjoys hiking in all sorts of weather. A little rain never bothered him. I can sympathize. We Swabians enjoy a good walk through nature even in such conditions. Well, the Baron does seem to be quite an unusual man in many ways. It may be so. I only know him as my lord for these last 7 years. That reminds me, did you see a short, surly-looking young man in a hat or on your way up this morning? That would be Martin, who told me to eat shit. We're never getting a friendly greeting from Martin. Surely you don't mean me. No, he was shorter than you by 2 hands at least. Whose hands? My hands? A man with big hands? A child's hands? How long is a hand anyway? Stupid measurements. Well, that can only be Martin Bauer. Very surly man. I might have gone with sullen or whiny, but yeah, that's him. He ran past me in the meadow as I was walking up the hill. He told me to eat shit and was in quite a hurry. That would explain my lord's missing rings. What rings are these? Oh, 1 gold, 1 silver, a handful of golden, and a book the Baron was planning to give to the Abbey. That would be the Historica Tassier or something? Gulden. Gulden! Gold coins used as currency throughout the Holy Roman Empire. Though different standards exist for the golden in different regions, it is generally equivalent to the Florentine florin. Generally. A book? Historia Tassier? I believe so, yes. I went to pack the Baron's things and they were missing. Well, actually, as the boy is a known thief, but let's not go with that. Let's not accuse him without evidence. Why do you think Martin stole the rings? Yesterday I caught the boy with the hat, Martin, I suppose, peering in through the windows. I could have admonished him at the time, but, well, he seemed harmless. Well, that's a shame. I hope the Baron won't be too put out. My lord is a man of some means. He won't miss the gold, or the rings. Just because someone won't miss it doesn't mean you shouldn't be getting a bitch slap. I do think he will be upset about the book. He was quite excited for the abbot to see it. In any case, I must finish preparing the horses. It was good talking to you, Andreas. Well, of course. I hope this rain lets up for you soon. God willing. Until next time. Until then. So Martin, maybe, perhaps... Ooh, we can go into the guest house. Stole some rings. And now we go into the crime scene, and there's nothing to be found. Except a very, very simple cross on the wall. Well, we need to go to the scriptorium, because we need to get some money. Should we go say hi to St. Moritz first? I don't think we need to. No, let's just go to the scriptorium. Gonna take me usual way. Through the cloister. And... Oh. It leaks here as well. Well, that sucks. I thought by having a stone roof it wouldn't leak as much as it would with a wooden roof, but oh well. Let's go through the dormitory. Let's stay indoors as long as we can. So we don't have rain. I do love me some rain, but I don't like getting wet. I love hearing the sound of rain. Oh, here we are. Oh, this is wonderful. The rest of the abbey is soaked and there's not a drop of rain in here. Good thing the abbot had Otto replace the roof to the scriptorium and library last month. With the calefactory next door, we can stay warm while everyone else is cold and wet. Calefactory, a communal warming room in monasteries. Calefactories are usually attached to the cloister, but in Kirsau, it is part of the old abbey and therefore connected to the old scriptorium. It keeps the monks warm and the library dry. Makes sense. Instead of bragging about our good fortune, you should think upon your brothers and sisters and pray for their health and safety. Well, Brother Adok, aren't you happy that the books are safe? Yeah, Brother Guy's mirth at the misfortunes of our brethren has quenched the flame of joy in my heart. Alright. We have the grumpy old monk, but where's the nice one? Brother Piero? Haven't you seen him yet today? I did, before Brother Guy arrived. Brother Piero left to speak to the abbot some time ago. Alright. What? Why is Matthew ringing the bell? It can't be tears already. I pray it stops soon. Such a cacophony is an assault on my frail ears. It's not stopping. I suppose this means we're being summoned to the chapter house. Oh God, give me the strength to endure the rain. It's 50 feet, old man. You'll live. Oh God, give me the strength to endure this man. Oh, they clearly do not like each other. Okay, so I'm just gonna sit here and work on my masterpiece. It's still not stopping. What's going on? This can't all be because of the storm. I should see what's the matter. Uh-huh. And we are going exactly where? Don't know. They just said where they were going, and I don't freaking remember. It's 50 feet. So, how long is a feet? A scream from the cloister? Well, we're going the other way then. Yes, the dormitory connects to the cloister. Cloister? Okay, so no hat. Hat. It's coming from just down the hall, maybe the chapter house. I think those screams are coming from the chapter house. Yes, I think something terrible has happened, Master Andreas. That's blood. Oh dear. What's happened? I think it's the Baron. He's been hurt. Please, Father, where is Brother Florian? Have him come quickly. I think he's more than hurt. That's a lot of blood, and that's a dagger in his back, right below the Dance of Death, Dance Macabre. Be silent, brother. Brother Florian, if you please. Me. I'm sorry, Father, there's nothing to be done. He's dead. That's not how people scream. Sister Margaret, calm yourself. Sister Gertrude, please take Sister Margaret back to the garden. Yes, Mother Cecilia. Oh, her eyes were wide open in terror. Oh. God protect us. The Baroness was a friend of the Prince Bishop of Freising. Why is he so worried about the Prince Bishop? This abbey is odd in more than one way. Its existence offends some in the church. We are far enough from Rome and Mainz that everyone forgets about us, but this could bring unwanted attention. Florian, how easily do you think you could dispose of this body? Wait. Are you actually talking about trying to sweep this under the rug? Sorry. Father Abbot, what are you saying? Why are you questioning me? Why are you wasting precious time? Do you want to see the soldiers of the Prince Bishop march up our steps and fling your brothers and sisters out of our home? No, God protect us. Koto Sakura? Silence, quiet. Calm yourselves, all of you. Father Abbot, Baron Rothvogel's manservant is already preparing to leave. The Baron's wife should be here in a matter of hours. This is not the time for rash decisions. Yes, you're right. Forgive me. But then, what will we do? We must send the Baron's man to the court of the Prince Bishop in Freising at once. Mother Cecilia, the Baron said the Prince Bishop's archdeacon was in Innsbruck for the Imperial Diet. Diet? That was basically the council of some important dudes somewhere and had absolutely nothing to do with food. Even better, swift action will silence any whispers of impropriety on our part. Given the Baron's stature, the Archdeacon will undoubtedly come to investigate immediately. I almost read that as Archdemon, which I hope he isn't. That would be kind of a neat twist, though. We must cooperate with him fully and pray for a speedy resolution. Yes, good. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. Brother Wojslav, please detain Brother Piero in the cellar until the Prince Bishop's man arrives. Oh, you're saying Piero did it? What? Brother Piero? Why? Father Gurno, I implore you to reconsider. He was caught in flagrant delicto, covered in blood with a knife in his hand. Probably in the act, kind of. In blazing offense, indicating an individual has been caught in the act of committing a crime. Father, do you really believe that Brother Piero is capable of such a foul deed? Yes, capable enough when motivated by anger. Kinda like you then, because you're very angry all the time. I had no anger against the Baron, Father Abbot. I simply came across him like this. No anger, not even for insulting, thank you. Not even for insulting your work and forcing us to give it to Andreas. This is not a subject for debate. When the Prince Bishop's man arrives, we must not be empty-handed. I mean, he wasn't angry. Anyone who was in the scriptorium knows that. Even Guy knows that. Be quiet! This is not your affair. It is my affair if you're going to make me part of Brother Piero's supposed motive. Oh, this is a lot of remembrance. Okay. I am through debating this with you. My decision stands. Brother Wojslav will detain Brother Piero in the cellar until I say otherwise. Brother Florian, please escort Andreas out of the abbey. Andreas, do not show your face here again until tomorrow. Do you understand me? Yes. Brother Florian just casually walking behind me with a bloody knife. Andreas, listen to me. I sympathize with you. I don't think Piero did this either. But this isn't the time to push the abbot. I'm sure the other brothers and sisters believe Piero is innocent as well. But the abbot is worried about the prince bishop's attention. Well, if you have any recommendations, I would love to hear them. Take a few hours to calm your nerves and your mind. You need to think clearly. Go to the Druckers, eat a good meal, and come back at nones, which would be the monastic hours corresponding to 3 p.m., one of the little hours of prayer. We won't have much time, but tap on my window with a small stone and I will let you in. Let me in for what? To examine the body. We're gonna be a detective? We're gonna try and solve a murder? Oh, it's the hour of sext again. I should follow Florian's advice and go to the Druckers. Yes, we know who Florian is. We just saw him. It's the pirate monk. Maybe you should talk like a pirate? Nah, I don't think so. Hopefully it will clear my head. Well, I'm not welcome in the abbey. So let's stay in the abbey. Because we're a bastard. Feed a few always smells so fresh. Sister Gertrude's way to have some in the garden. Yes, I've seen this. I've been here. I don't think anyone is here. No. Oh, Mousefanger. Let's just go. Go to the Druckers. So, Baron Rothvogel is dead. When we went home yesterday, we did see that the light was on in the guest house. People saw him this morning going out for a walk. Or at least his manservant says he did. And brother, the other old monk. I am extremely crap with names. I've said that, right? Not Ulrich. No. I need to know for my own sake now. What's his name? There. Adoc. The Adoc. He said he saw Piero in the morning. I guess this is the Druckers. Right, you're that guy. Good day, Andreas. Back from the Abbey already? It's only noon. Andreas, are you alright? No. Something terrible has happened up at the Abbey. Oh, God. What happened? No, forgive me. Come inside and sit down for a minute. Yes, if it's not an imposition, I would appreciate a moment to rest. Not an imposition at all. My friends are always welcome in my home. Besides, I could use your opinion on something. Could you know? Oh. Good day, Andreas. Should I fix you a plate? Are you all gonna talk like that? If it's not too much trouble, I would appreciate it very much. It would be my pleasure. This rain has got everyone's spirits down. Hopefully a good meal can cheer you up. Hello. Hello. Berthold. How are you? Sleepy. Come back to my workshop. Okay. I'm going to do a new run of Till Eulenspiegel. There was a printing a few years ago in Strasbourg, but it was awful. Almost bereft of illustrations. What do you think of these new ones? Oh, hello. I mean, it's better than anything I could do, so they look fine. Yes, the figures and composition are terrific, but the background is quite dense and busy, which doesn't mean it's a bad thing. But yeah. I would suggest running this in 2 passes, with the background elements in a lighter ink, to help the characters stand out. That's a fine idea. I'll pass on your compliments to Marie. Are these her woodcuts? They are. The drawings were mine, but she did the block cuts. I've got enough talent to draw the designs, but only she can do with the woodcuts and the type. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. 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 I'm hungry. Amen. Andreas, what were the bells for at the Abbey? They were sounding for quite a long time. Ooh, sausage. Well, the visiting nobleman, Lawrence Rothvogel, was found murdered in the chapel house. God in heaven! He just rode by here yesterday. Yes, and it gets worse, actually. One of the elderly brothers I work with in the scriptorium, Piero, was accused of the crime. That's just positively awful. A murder in Curacao? How could a monk do such a thing? I'm sorry, Andreas. The Baron seemed like an interesting man, and I know he has been a patron of the Abbey for years. How did he die? Could it have been an accident? No, not unless he slipped on the floor and fell on a dagger that somehow was erected in a crack in the floor. And does the abbot really believe that Brother Piero killed him? You've always spoken of him in the kindest of terms. I mean, it seemed like Lawrence had been stabbed, but I don't know. There was a lot of blood around him. But no, I can't believe that Piero did it. I can't imagine him harming anyone. Stabbed? It's a hard thing for me to imagine a monk doing that as well, but who knows? Oh, but could it have been one of the sisters? But if it wasn't Brother Piero, who do you think could have done it? Speculations right now is useless. We don't know. I did see Lucky Steinauer get into a shouting argument with Lawrence yesterday, just before I walked by your place. Right. Lucky? Why would he have cause to shout at a nobleman? I'm hungry for some sausage. There's probably something else going on that you wouldn't know about, dear. What do you mean by that? I'm not one to trade gossip, but if you really want to know, talk to some of the other women in town. Or Mother Cecilia up at the Abbey. Wait, why Mother Cecilia? I didn't realize that she saw much of Tassing. Well, maybe the other women come and talk to her. Maybe the women don't feel comfortable going and talking / confessing to one of the brothers. Yeah. Oh, there's no need for that. Lucky is a forthright man. I'm sure if you ask him, he'll tell you what the argument was about. Yes, I think so. I think it's better to go straight to the source instead of listening to gossip, because gossip has a way of getting things blown out of proportion. Gossips and rumors. Sure, listen to him, see what's kind of going on, but don't believe in him. Go to the source. Because people do gossip and people do rumors just to make themselves seem important and knowing and being the center of attention. Right, I forgot to read that, but he said something about thank you for the advice, both of you. Yes. When Lawrence and I were walking through the meadow, the widow Kemperin came out of the woods and... That was her. Ottilia? Yes. Yes? Well, she cursed him. I'm not surprised. Ottilia's late husband, Rannig, ran afoul of Lawrence on his last visit to Tassing. I don't remember the details, but Rannig died just last year, and Ottilia hasn't been the same since. Ooh, egg pasta. We're gonna save that for last. That sounds delicious. Let's eat some bread. She was always an old bitch, even before she was old. Klaus, that's enough. She's had to deal with a Job's lot in life. Or that would be Job's lot, not Job, but Job as in the book of Job. And now she lives all alone at the edge of the woods. There are rumors she's going to lose her property soon. I do pity her, even if she is a... You stop talking, or you're going to be sleeping on the couch. Bitter woman. There should be some exception in the law for her to inherit. She's not allowed to inherit? Well, I guess most laws did shaft women, didn't they? Yes, that seems like it would be more just, yes. It wasn't always this way. I think my great-grandmother inherited this land way back when. Well, if men changed it, they can change it back. Yes, you're right, as always, my dear. Enough about Ottilia. Is there anyone else you think may have done it? I don't know if he has any ill intent, but Prior Ferenc has been acting strangely since the day Lawrence arrived. Perhaps an academic disagreement. I know they're both avid readers, both of classics and new works. Ooh, sorry. On his last visit, the Baron bought a book on astronomy from me. I know the Prior has some similar interests. But would the Prior kill someone over a simple disagreement? Well, it's not that outlandish. When I was in university, I saw men throw punches over small academic concerns. What is an opinion for some is a testament of faith for others and worth killing for. Yeah. That may be so, but I've never seen that sort of anger in Prior Ferenc. Not even when Gernot was made abbot instead of him. Afterward he seemed bitter, but never violent. That just doesn't seem to be part of his character. So, Lucky and the widow and the Abbey Prior. Anyone else? Yes. Eat shit, Martin. There was something strange when we approached the Abbey together. Mother Cecilia was outside with some of the sisters. Mother Cecilia scowled and took the nuns inside without saying a word. Sounds like they have a history, at least. What's that? Can't I eat more bread? No. Let's eat some egg pasta then. I do not know Mother Cecilia personally, but I have never heard anyone speak badly of her. If she had cause to dislike the Baron, I must believe she had good reason. Isn't that what we always tell ourselves when we dislike someone that we have a good reason for it. Of course, sometimes we may well have a good reason, but even when we don't have a good reason and we just dislike someone, and even if it's our fault because we just feel envy or jealousy or something else, or because they just so happen to believe something different from ours, whether it be in religion or politics, we always say that we have good reason. We are very good at deluding ourselves. We are very good at that. I feel like we need to learn how to take that part of ourselves and just not get rid of it completely, but we need to cut it back, pare it back a bit, about 90% or so. Maybe then we wouldn't have the shithole of a world we currently have. Well, Andreas, it sounds like there's a lot to look into. Don't forget Martin. Yes, thank you for talking to me. I was feeling a bit overwhelmed. Oh, you're always welcome here, Andreas. Anytime. Yeah. You are especially welcome with this one. Wait, skippity-doo. God be with you, Andreas. Thank you. Be good until I come back, Berthold. I'll try. Now we're at nuns. Wait. 2 days remain? It said 2 days remain. I have several leads to follow, but where should I start? I could talk to Lucky Steinauer. He's probably working in front of his house. Yes, I think we should go directly to the source. The widow Kemperin lives south of here, near Franz Bauer. I think we've... Oh, so many surly people in this village. Brian Ferenc is usually at the scriptorium, but I won't be able to talk to him until tomorrow. Speaking of the scriptorium, I really should look at what Ferenc was writing in that book yesterday. Still, nothing would prevent me from talking to Mother Cecilia in the convent. But if I don't attend Brother Florian's examination of the body at the abbey, he'll have to do it without me. Okay, so I guess we are detectiving this. How much can I do before the time changes? Because I feel like maybe I should go do the body thing first to make sure that gets done and then go talk to people. Okay, the Baron's man Miklaus has departed for Innsbruck to request the presence of the Most Reverend Jacob Estler, Archdeacon, not demon, of Freising. He will be gathering evidence about the murder and interrogating those of us who might have information. We have a lot of these. The flood? Yeah, that's basically main questy, I guess. Should talk with the Lucky to find out what he was arguing about with the Baron. He's usually working next to his house north of the town commons. And the widow. Cursed the Baron when we were walking through the meadow. I need to find out why she hated him so much. Next to Franz Bauer's. Occult hands. Yes, see, in Ferenc's house I discovered the Volvel. That was the cipher thing he was holding when he deciphered the manuscript. I can use this to figure out the cipher he left. Brian Ferenc has been acting strangely since the Baron arrived. I should talk to him to find out if there was something going on between them. He's usually in the scriptorium, the abbot's house, or the prior's house. I never did get a look at what Brother Ferenc was... Well, not Brother Ferenc, what Ferenc was writing in that book in the scriptorium. Given the Baron's murder and Ferenc's odd behavior, it may be significant. The Baron and the nun. I was able to find an entrance to the library through the crypt beneath the abbey. A false relief opened a door that revealed a stairway leading up to the floor of the library. We would just have to go inside after the nuns have left. Okay, Mother Cecilia reacted poorly to the Baron's appearance at the Abbey. Could she have something to do with his murder? I should find out what their history is. She is usually in the prioress's house in the convent. Yes, I do wonder, like I said, how many things I can do before the time moves from nuns to whatever, or would that be knowns? I don't know how to pronounce these. While I'm here, I'm gonna go talk to Lucky, then I'm gonna go up to the Abbey. North of the town commons, you say? Whoop. Hello? Endress? I'm going this way. So I should have gone to Central Town. There would be the Alban Bakery, North Town, Steiner, Lucky. Let's talk to you, then go to the Abbey. Hello, Andreas. Something you need? Well, how are you doing, Lucky? We don't really talk much. Andreas, I have things to do. Father Thomas needs me to help out at the church. After that, I'm going fishing with old Otto. We know who Otto is. He's the one courting Ava. So if you don't need me to repair a wall or a fallen chimney, then leave me be. I can see you're busy, so I will keep it brief. I had hoped to ask you a few questions about the Baron Rothvogel. No. No, but it will only take a moment. Ask your questions of someone else. Well, I saw you shouting at the Baron when he arrived in Tassing. What was that about? Get it through your pebble-stuffed head. I'm not talking about a Rothvogel. A man is dead, Lucky, and another's life hangs in the balance. Christ compels us to speak honestly, neighbor to neighbor. Oh, you're taking the Lord's name in vain, aren't you? This close to the Abbey? God damn it, Andreas. I told you to leave me be. Christ has nothing to do with it. Oh, did you kill him, Lucky? Oh, Lucky already told me he didn't want to talk about Lawrence. Yes, I know. But it's clear they argued over something important, or Lucky wouldn't be so hostile. He's known to be an honest man. Maybe I can push him just a little bit more. Yes. Though I don't suppose he'll take kindly to my suggesting he's a murderer. He won't. I mean, no one would. But it's a question that needs to be asked. Did you kill him, Lucky? Is that why you won't talk about him? This will be remembered. I have nothing more to say to you. Don't bother me again. Oh, he was not being forthright with me, and he seems eager to get away. If I wait here, maybe he'll leave and I can observe his actions. But should I do it now, it will probably take a while. I'll observe Lucky later. We're gonna pet Schlan. Kitty, 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 kitty. Good kitty, kitty, kitty. Yes, oh, so good kitty. Yes, so good kitty. Guess now we're going back to the Abbey. Abbey, church, whatever. We're going there. Widow Kemperin, yes. Yes. Meadow. Because I don't want to miss the whole body thing. Investigate the body thing. We need to help with that. So we're gonna throw a stone at the window. I hope we don't break it. Andreas, this way. Yar. There you are. I'm glad the storm didn't delay you. Now, even though I gave instructions that I was not to be disturbed, we must work quickly. Seeing a corpse up close can be unsettling for some. I hope you're up to it. I studied medicine for a while in the university. We saw dead bodies. I'll be fine. Seeing a dead body is different from examining one directly. Now then, you should probably take notes as we go. They might be useful later. Ah, of course. As you can see, I already removed his dick. I will begin by inspecting his interior, starting with the face and head. Unterior, not interior, but the interior. The exterior, as we would probably say today. No visible wounds, no blemishes. Teeth in good condition for the Renaissance age, nothing unusual. Neck, shoulders and chest are ordinary. I need to clean some blood away to examine the torso. Yes, there it is, a puncture wound between the 6th and 7th ribs. Oh. It is fairly shallow, though. I estimate it penetrated only about an inch, and it likely came from his own hand. He stabbed himself? Norseburg hinge or Innsbruck hinge? No. Wait, he inflicted on himself? How can you tell? From the angle and the depth of the strike, it is as though he were holding it in his right hand as he fell on his side. Oh, so maybe he held the dagger, then got stabbed in the back and... Okay. You must know that I was not always a monk. I was a mercenary for 10 long years in Poland. My familiarity with wounds comes from my time on the battlefield. I am no true surgeon, but I am the closest Kirsau has. Alright, if the wound was that shallow, it doesn't sound like it could have been fatal. Because 1 inch is just a few centimeters, right? I have to check. I have to know for my own mind. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So yeah, not very deep. Okay, gotcha. It wasn't. It's likely incidental, received while falling on his own knife. He must have some other wound that issued forth all the blood we found him in. Maybe on the back. Because it looked like he had the dagger stuck in his back when we saw him. So, who do you think killed him? That's still too early to speculate. I don't know. I can't even speculate. All I can do is examine this body and hope that you can figure out the rest. Simply pointing out the implausibility of Brother Piero striking the fatal blow may not be enough to convince the Archdeacon. He's totally not an archdemon. Brother Piero never should have picked up that knife. I'm sure the appearance of guilt never even crossed his mind. Now then, let's move on. Well, there is a sore on his sex. Probably from the French disease. I doubt it had anything to do with his murder. Now, what the hell is the French disease? Is that gonna be syphilis or... gotta know. Syphilis. Yes. The first written records of an outbreak of syphilis in Europe occurred in 1495 in Naples, Italy, during the French invasion. Italian War of 1494 to 98. Okay. Since it was claimed to have been spread by French troops, it was initially called the French disease by the people of Naples. So it was syphilis. Okay. The disease French soldiers received in the brothels of Naples? Yes. How do you know of it? Well, we discussed it in university. Yeah, yes. It's spread rapidly, even north of the Alps. The treatment is dire as it involves heavy mercury consumption. Oh. And mercury is quite toxic. Anyway, it seems the Baron was not the most faithful husband. Not uncommon among the nobility. I would expect a monk to be more shocked by this. He said he was a mercenary for 10 years. I doubt that shocks him in any way. We're gonna say nothing. Moving down. Other than a few blisters on his feet from what I assume are new shoes, there is nothing wrong with his legs. Andreas, can you help me turn him over? Of course. Of course we're gonna help turn him over. There is a slight irregularity in his spine, possibly from an old injury. I don't think it has anything to do with how he died, though. So how could that have happened? I have no idea. Whatever the reason, it didn't contribute to his death. Here it is, a rather dramatic head wound. Oh, so I guess the knife we saw that I thought he was stabbed in the back with was the actual knife he had, which he managed to stab himself in the front with. Oh, that is a dramatic head wound. And head wounds do bleed like a mother bastard. The dark hair and the blood make it difficult to see, but it's quite bad. In my experience, I've never seen someone walk away from a head wound of this severity. Yeah, I imagine the force of the impact would have to be quite great to crack the skull. He could have just been pushed down on the floor, I guess, because it's a stone floor, and stone floors, as we know, are quite hard. Quite right. I see your medical training was not forgotten. I lack the benefit of university study, but the battlefields of Poland and Lithuania did provide an education of sorts. I mean, why didn't you study medicine in a university? My family was too poor to even consider it. Mercenary work was my way off of the farm. The wound looks like it was caused by a single powerful blow from a blunt object, probably no more than 4 or 5 inches across. Ish? How can you tell? The skull is cracked in a single spot, and there's a clear impression in the skin around it. It would take extraordinary precision to hit the same spot twice, unless the Baron were already dead. I mean, yeah, they could have hit him in the back, and he got so disoriented he fell down, and then they could have hit him again while he was lying there. Probably knocked out on the floor. But maybe the first blow didn't render him unconscious, so then he would be kind of writhing on the floor. Yeah, we'll keep with a single blow. Sure, I'll trust your judgment, Brother Florian. It's likely he didn't die immediately. Okay. So how long could he have survived for? I've seen similar injuries in battle. The victims don't last more than a few minutes, but it's an agonizing death. Even so, he couldn't have wandered far from where the blow was first struck. Did see some blood on the wall in the beginning of the whole chapter house on the far left side of the room. So I'm guessing that's where he was struck then. So he may not have been attacked in the chapter house? I think he was. Again, blood spatter on the wall. He was either attacked in the chapter house or someplace in the immediate area. The cloister? Yeah, yes, that's possible. The cloister connects directly to the chapter house, but there's a high risk of being seen. Anyway, whatever killed the Baron was a blunt instrument of considerable heft. The part that impacted him was likely a little smaller than a fist. Could it have actually been a fist? No, I don't think the strongest soldier could do this with a punch, unless the Baron's head were pressed to the ground. Even then, we would also see damage to his nose or forehead. So he landed not on his face then? He was hit in the back of the head, and then he must have landed on either his side or on his back. Could a woman or an elderly person have done it? Anyone could have, given the right weapon and sufficient height. Whoever did this must have caught the Baron unaware. Save the small knife wound, he has no other injuries. I suppose that he was struck, drew his knife to defend himself, and fell on it before Brother Piero discovered him. So I believe we've discovered two important things. We don't know that yet. Well, yes, we actually kind of know that if it was his knife. But the Baron was killed by a blow to the head from a heavy, blunt object. Yes, exactly. If you can find what caused the blow, it may lead you to the killer. We also know that Piero didn't stab the Baron. We know that, and I suspect even the abbot knows that, but you may need more evidence to convince the Archdeacon. Oh, there is one other item of interest. I found it in the Baron's jacket, but didn't want to open it without you. Oh-ho? A note of some kind. As I am a caretaker of men, you are a caretaker of parchment. I leave it to your capable hands. That's because I'm a bookworm. Cool. So I guess if I hadn't... das Mädchen, das starb und die... Because mit ihr... Isn't Mädchen... Isn't that a woman or something? I'm sure that Andreas will be able to translate. What does it say? And the innocent? Because that looks very much like the Swedish word for innocent. Because we have stolen a lot of words from Germany, from the German language. After all the wars and occupations and everything, we stole a lot of their languages, words. Also because of all the trade, of course. Because there was a lot of trade between Sweden and Germany, and because of that, we basically had to learn a lot of German. So we stole quite a few words. Chapter house? And the innocent, you... Chapter house. The girl who died and the innocent with her. Matins, chapter. Matins is that's time of day corresponding to 2 a.m., which the sister said was something about a pale horse. Chapter, but house is house. So chapter house. The girl? What girl? And what innocent? Well, your guess is as good as mine. Unfortunately, I don't have much faith in my guesses. Can you tell who wrote it? I mean, the French or Flemish would be some form of bastardo script. Someone with an extremely refined hand. This was done without any guides. Was it very nice handwriting in that case? As good as Adok and Guy are, I don't think they could replicate this. What? Really? Well, if not them, then who? I intend to find out. I wish you good luck finding the answer. Now, I'm sorry to rush you, but I must ask you to leave. Every minute you stay here is additional... I thought that's a hyphen, so there's an additional risk of something. Were you expecting someone? Vanna? I only heard lightning. I didn't hear anyone knock or anything. Brother Florian, could you open up? It's Werner Stoltz, the physician from Tassing. Yes, I'm in the middle of something. Could you return after supper? I'm afraid it can't wait. Father Gurno asked me to examine the Baron's body. All right, just give me a moment. Andreas, I need you to hide yourself. Of course. I'm not supposed to be here. Nice hiding place, dude. He totally can't see you from there. Yes, he can. Ah, Dr. Stoltz. Sorry to keep you waiting. Now, what did you need? The abbot wanted me to examine the Baron's body before his wife arrives. It seems unnecessary at this point, as I've just completed my own examination. Well, then what's the harm in letting me take a look? Dr. Stoltz, with all due respect, which is something people say when they mean all their disrespect, I've finished. The cause of death is clear. If you had arrived an hour ago, I would have had no problem with your assistance. Assistance? I'm a university-trained physician. I can examine a corpse on my own without the help of a battlefield sawbones. Big part of me wants to step out and confront him and tell him to get the fuck out, but I am not supposed to be in here until tomorrow, and if I step out, Florian will take all the crap if I'm discovered. He also wanted me to stay hidden, so I'm gonna, or go into hiding, so I'm gonna remain hidden. Regardless of your opinions regarding my abilities, the examination is finished. If you insist on inspecting the body anyway, I must insist that the abbot tells me himself. What? Making me bring the abbot here is a waste of time. Well, so is performing an examination on this corpse immediately after one was just completed. Idiotic. I'll return with Father Gurno presently. What a douche. Well, then again, I do understand the professional side of him that kind of maybe wants to do the examination himself instead of relying on someone else just doing the examining when they're not actually formally taught. I mean, we would kind of do the same. Would you rather be examined by someone who has actually gone through the education and training, or someone who just read about it and didn't do anything? Though he does have more practical experience being a battlefield medic-ish, I guess, but yeah. I kind of understand where he's coming from, but he's still kind of a douche. Ah, that was close. Now, quickly! Leave through the cloister before they return. Of course. Thank you very much, Brother Florian. Ah, think nothing of it. I will see you tomorrow. Until then. Brother Florian. Good guy. He let me in when I'm not supposed to be allowed to be here. Oh, okay. So I'm very glad we did the whole corpse thing then. I should find someone to eat with. Should I? I should find someone to share supper with. Why? I hate eating with other people. I prefer to eat alone. Then again, this was like 500 years ago, so okay. Most of the families in town are welcoming. Lady Solomea may also want to speak with me after she arrives at the Abbey's guest house. Maybe I could even visit Smokey in the forest. We haven't seen Smokey, so maybe we could. Maybe we should actually go with the... Oh, I can't get that note out of my head. The girl who died and the innocent with her. So a woman died. Maybe that was called for then, but someone who was innocent got involved and also died? What could it mean? And who wrote it? Let's check the guest house first. Maybe... thank you. Maybe a lady... Oh, hello. Yes, she is. Fürsten? Sure. Pet the doggo. Yes, who's a good dog. Who's a very bearded good dog. Oh, look at his tail wagging. Just look at those. Yes. What's this? What's this? A letter to the Baron from Prior Ferenc? Baron Rothvogel. Trotz ihrer Wiederholten nach Forderungen und drückenden Inquisitor? In Innsbruck? My... Sure. Translate, Andreas. My god, Lawrence was blackmailing Ferenc to get him to perform some kind of occult ritual. But can you translate the entire letter? No wonder Ferenc was so unsettled when Lawrence arrived. The Baron could have gotten him executed for witchcraft. In Curacao, a ritual for... I took French in school, okay? Now, with that said, even if this would have been in French, I wouldn't have been able to read it. But still. Ritual letter. Yeah, well... I want to know exactly what it says. I found a letter in the Baron's belongings. It was from Prior Ferenc. In it, Ferenc said he would not perform a ritual for the Baron, even if the Baron threatened to turn him in to the Inquisitors in Innsbruck. Lady Salomea. Ah, Master Mahler, would you care to share supper at my table? I would like to talk to you about my late husband. Ah, my Lady Rothvogel, I would be honored to break bread with you. Thank you. Please sit. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen. Amenasso. I find myself rather out of place here without the comfort of the Baron. Thank you for agreeing to share a meal with me, Master Mahler. Of course, the honor is mine. I definitely did not do it in order to get more clues about the investigation. No. It was only to keep you company. I must admit, I'm surprised you wished to speak with me. Lawrence did not make friends easily. He was a strong-headed man with staunch beliefs he didn't shrink to share. Didn't shrink to share? Haven't heard that expression before. Ooh, what do we want to eat? Ooh. Quail? Frumenti? What the hell is frumenti? I need to know. Frumenti was a popular dish in Western European medieval cuisine. It is a porridge, a thick boiled grain dish. Hot cereal porridge, made of wheat or barley cooked in milk. Sweet or broth, savory. Okay, so basically nourishing porridge. I hate porridge, so let's eat that first. When I was told that he'd found some manner of friendship with an artist, well, I was curious. It comforts me to know that he found fellowship here at this most unusual abbey. Not that there is much comfort to be found in these cold and dreary alpine towns. Lawrence and I had meant to take a tour of them before returning home to Worms, but... well... return we shall. I am sorry for your loss, my lady. This sorrow is just the first of many, I'm afraid. Are you married yourself, Master Mahler? A woman waits for me in Nuremberg, but when I finish my work here, we will be wed. Because that's what we talked about in this thing that happened in the beginning, which I believe was a dream. Yes. Do you not look forward to the responsibilities of marriage, Master Mahler? Perhaps it's no surprise you and Lawrence became fast friends. I imagine he saw something of himself in you. Did you know your husband was fucking other women on the side? You probably did. Well, rarely have I met someone with such a depth of knowledge and a thirst for debate. His thirsts were not limited to his scholarly pursuits, regrettably. His lusts for drink and women once afflicted him with great remorse, though such shame faded with time. Lawrence was a flawed man. His various infidelities were no secret to me. But are we not all flawed before Christ? Yes, but there's also the Ten Commandments thing where you shouldn't fuck around. Let's save the quail for last, yeah? Let's do some Emmental cheese and wheat bread. I loved him as a wife should properly love her husband, but I would not say that we were friends. That's kind of sad. Being in a marriage with someone, but not being friends, just being husband and wife. That's gotta suck. I wouldn't be able to imagine a relationship like that. Of course you gotta be friends. There's gotta be something deeper than just lust and love. Gotta have something to build all that on. I only hope his appetites are not what led him to this end. I think they might be. Well, I have been searching for the answer to that quandary myself. Were you and Lawrence so close that you would trouble yourself so? Well, my motivation is actually personal. My mentor, Brother Piero, was found with the Baron's body, but I do not believe he killed your husband. Well, if not him, then who? There are many possibilities, both here at the Abbey and in town. Your husband managed to cultivate many enemies in his short time here. Well, that does sound like Lawrence. He was a man of many opinions, and he gave them freely to all who would listen, and some who would not. Yeah, like you said, he didn't shrink before the thing. Doing the thing. I don't even remember. The previous abbot, Father Matthias, seemed to appreciate that about him. This new abbot is perhaps more conservative. Well, yes, Father Matthias was an open-minded man from all I've heard. A true scholar. Father Gono doesn't share Matthias's passion for the written word, yet endures the expense of it. To be put in such a position would make any man unhappy, I understand. I wonder what he will make of Lawrence's gift to the Abbey. Ah, the thing that was stolen? That could also be a motivation. Wait for her to continue. He had found a book about the history of Tassing. He believed it contained some scandalous details. He said it corroborated fears Mother Matthias had expressed, but he didn't share the particulars with me. So, was the appearance of this book peculiar or noteworthy in any way? It was neither large nor small, bound in blue leather. Unfortunately, I never examined it closely. My apologies. I'm sorry I can't be of more help. I have some education, but I lack my husband's thirst for knowledge. If you find the book, hopefully its significance will be apparent. Nod solemnly. Do you plan to stay in Tassing long? Because asking, will you be returning home to Worms soon? That kind of sounds like you just want them to get the F out. This says the same thing, yes, but it's more polite. So let's ask that. Only so long as it takes the Archdeacon to investigate my husband's murder. Though the circumstances of my time here are dire, I'm in no real hurry to return. Well, where is that, if I may ask? I shouldn't... Oh. I see a glimmer now of what Lawrence saw in you. You are a disarming man, Master Mahler, and much too easy to talk to. To be frank, I do not know what will become of me when I return to Worms. My title and residence may be in jeopardy. Lawrence and I have a son, but he is young yet. I don't know many of the legalities, only that my position is at some risk. Well, you are in a difficult position then, my lady. I will pray for your happiness. As will I, Master Mahler. Oh, I didn't get to eat the quail? Aw. I am sorry to cut our conversation short, but I fear I must rest. Oh, thank you for having me at your table. Be well, Master Mahler. And whatever anyone says of my husband, I am certain he appreciated your friendship. Compline. Sleep. I we should get some sleep. Well, I guess we shall get some sleep. And we're gonna do that next time, I guess. Just walk home and get some sleep. But we're leaving this episode here for now. We have a murder mystery on our hands, and we have been cast as a detective. If only to get Piero out of the crosshairs. And the whole 2 days thing that I saw kind of worried me. Is that 2 days until the Archdeacon comes, or 2 days we have in total to try and solve the murder? I guess we'll find out. Anyway, as always, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much for spending some of your time with me. However long or brief that is. Please take care of yourself, be kind, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ta!